Welcome to Crackdown 3 guys, PJ back again with a look at the PC version of this really long awaited game. This has been in development, well, forever, and it's finally here today. So thought we'd boot up the PC version and see what options we have, how it affects the game, etc. Now the game is clearly, made for the Xbox One. We can't even say it was made for the Xbox One X because it's been in development that long it wasn't even thought about back then. But the Xbox One X version does run in native 4K, lots 30 frames per second, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Tried it, looks okay, pretty good. The normal Xbox One version, or the Xbox One S version, also looks pretty good. The graphics are dialed back a bit, and it stutters. In other words, the FPS drops on it when it all goes a bit hectic. So we're hoping the PC version with all the extra power can pull through. Now as you can see, it's loaded straight into ultra wide. I'm running a 21:9 display here. The game originally went into windowed mode, but that's pretty normal with Windows Store stuff, so I've just switched it over to full screen. As you can see, everything good so far. Just to give you a quick brief, I've installed the game on an M.2 SSD. I'm recording with NVIDIA Shadowplay onto a Samsung SSD, and Windows 10 Pro is installed on an Intel SSD. So we shouldn't have really any sort of degradation of performance from recording, okay? So if we just have a very quick look at the options on the game, and we're going to try this on the presets and see how it affects things. The game does have its own built-in benchmarking system. It's got an on-screen display that you can look at, but we're running NVIDIA as well, not NVIDIA, sorry, MSI there in the corner, so you can see what's happening. So options. Your game options pretty straightforward there. You've got HUD adjustments and stuff like that. I'll flick through these really quickly. If you want to look at them, obviously just pause the video. Yes, obviously it supports native Xbox One controller there. Keyboard, mouse as well. This type of game though, I've tried it, in my opinion, it plays better on the controller than keyboard, mouse. And there you go. Try it for yourself, see what you think. I personally think vehicle stuff, vehicle steering and stuff, controller, but give it a go by all means. There's your mouse, look, you've got extra stuff there for inverting and what have you. What have we got? Key bindings, which some of them are a bit all over the place, but still. Just everything. Like I say, feel free to pause the video because I'm going through this pretty quick. Don't want to get bogged down. I'm sure you're all capable of looking at options. Now don't forget this game is on Game Pass because it's the first party release. That's what I've done. I've not gone out and paid £60 for this. I'm not actually sure it's up to that. More on that later. But £10 Game Pass, or £8 as it is. You can get it cheaper if you look around. I actually took up one of the little £1 for a month offers, which I've already clicked cancel on, so I've got Game Pass for a month, and I'm using that to play this game. Whether or not you think that says anything about the game, that's up to you. Some people are going to love Crackdown, some people aren't. So there's all your volumes and everything. The sound, yes, there's push to talk. There you go, right at the bottom there. And we have two display ones, so we've got display and graphics. There's display. You've got full screen or you've got windowed. You don't have borderless, it's not there. So you've got windowed, full screen. That's it. There you go. Resolution scaling, yes, you can drop it down, so you can go down. If you're suffering, you're struggling with your GPU, you can drop this down a bit. Your game will look a bit fuzzier, blurry, but it will help performance no end. I'm running it native there. This system, by the way, is a GTX 1066GB. It's the ROG Strix edition, so yes, it's overclocked. And we're looking at a Ryzen 1600X CPU running at 4. That's a 6-core CPU, 12 thread. Normally enough for this type of thing. It's actually not the one I originally ordered. I got sent the wrong one, but seeing as they gave me for £50, I kept it. So it will do for now. Anyway, I'm digressing. So let's move on. So there you go, it tells you what NVIDIA GPU we're running there. Obviously if you're running an on-board GPU or multiple GPUs, you can switch between them. Frame rate limit, there you go, you've got unlocked 120, 60, 30. We'll leave it on unlocked just to see how it goes. VSync on and off. We will be turning this off, otherwise it will lock the frame rate down. My monitor's refresh goes up to 75, so I've got a 60 or 75 setting. We'll leave that off so you can actually have a good look at how it's running. Brightness, HDR on and off. I tried this on my 4K HDR TV, and HDR on it was pretty good implementation. It was quite impressive actually. The last game I saw with HDR sort of look this good is actually Gran Turismo Sport. So I rate this pretty highly for HDR. So you've got your HDR settings. I can't show you those unfortunately because I've got it running on my monitor at the moment, which is not HDR. And I won't be upgrading that for a while because it's very expensive. Okay, do we want to confirm this? Performance. Let's go down to graphics first. Right, here's your presets. So everything is on custom look. It's defaulted to this. So it's pretty much altered it. It's pretty much altered everything apart from this. It's gone from max to low. So we've got low, medium, high, ultra. Very strange. Everything on ultra apart from one. Weird. Oh well. Everything, literally everything on ultra. So let's see how it runs with their preset. Let's see, if they're good. We'll leave that alone. We won't touch it. We'll come back to it shortly. We go down to performance. Now then, dynamic resolution scaling on and off. So in other words, if you set your game to be 60 FPS, you want it to stay at 60 no matter what, the game will try its best to adjust the resolution to keep 60 FPS. So it'll drop the resolution down in busy situations if the CPU is struggling. Okay, we're going to leave that off. It defaulted us off, so it should run it fine. I mean, what we got here, dynamic resolution range, so you can obviously give it a rough border of how far it can tweak itself. Async compute. To be honest, this is going to be very good for probably AMD card users. They generally, DX12 async compute will get better. Controlled environment, so matchmaking and with your friends, sending all that data over the internet and doing all the cloud compute. At the moment it can't do it. The reckon they're going to try and get it done. We shall see. So what should we have? Well, we've got to really go with this one, yeah? It's got to be done, hasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Now, I admit I have played literally 5 minutes of the original Crackdown. I have never played one, apart from when I had a quick go on the Xbox. So I'm going to go rough, yeah, okay. That's pointer. Can we move it? No. Cutscene, and the cutscene is not filling the screen. I hate that. So let's have a look. VRAM usage. Not a lot. We're on DX12.
New York, Moscow, Seoul.
It's an Xbox build.
A whole new group of
Hardly using
cities
anything.
just got hit.
This is a cutscene. No,
It's chaos, and the intel we've got is shaky. And
skip.
You got pretty cool.
I'm sure you can watch your cutscenes if you want to on your own game. I'm sure you can find one of these £1 Game Pass wonders to do, or $1, or whatever currency. Okay. Now remember, this should load really quickly. It's on an M2. Okay, let's actually do the course, yeah. We'll repeat this on low and medium.
Up and out, Agent. The world's waiting for you to save it.
To see how it fares. There's definitely a little stutter there when it was loading in, and I wouldn't expect that being on M2. So maybe the
Another
preset
Terra
is
Nova
figured for
rescue
me.
operation.
Maybe it is too high. It's 100% GPU usage.
We need to shut down the propaganda they're feeding the refugees
Shoot everything.
and the force fields they use to contain them in the outlands.
Yeah,
Best
it's
way to
definitely
do
a
that?
stutter sometimes.
Take out the nearby power station.
49 FPS, 55 FPS. So you can see some 60. It's between the 50s and 60s, isn't it? It's
Agent,
not bad.
if you shut down the
Right,
power
let's change some of these
station,
settings
we'll open a
then,
path
guys.
to the city
So
gate.
if we go, options, graphics, I think it was under one. So we're on custom, which was pretty much ultra, wasn't it? We haven't seen any vehicles, so it's pretty much ultra. If we go to medium, apply, yes. And it does it in game now, that's nice. A lot of games you have to reboot, so I'm quite happy with that. Right,
Even better,
medium.
they'll cut off Neiman's propaganda too.
You know what, the game, to me, I mean, I don't want to slate the game, but it doesn't look anything special. You know, it really doesn't. What we're on now, 83 FPS. It doesn't look anything too beautiful, does it? I mean, if you look at some of the modern releases that are out nowadays, Red Dead, you know, it's a console game, isn't it?
You can't get past a force field. Trace the power lines back to the source.
Assassin's Creed,
Pull the
you know,
plug.
some of the more detailed ones. This doesn't look too fantastic. Yeah, so you got a nice boost dropping to medium. It's not bad at all, is it? Let's try what it looks like on low. Okay. Graphics. Preset low. Is there a very low? No, there's an extreme. We'll have to try extreme. That's got to be done. Like I say, bear in mind the consoles run this at 30. So, you know, we're trying to double that and more and raise the graphics level above the X1X. So, from what I can gather, X1X is around the high setting at 4K 30, so it does good, and it is perfectly smooth as well. These little micro stutters I keep getting.
I hate how Nova hoards the power while the rest of us live in the dark.
A friend who's run
Time
this
to
on an
flip the
RTX 2080, the non-TI version, and he's also getting the micro stutters, and he's also got it installed on an M.2. So make what you will of that. That's quite odd. 94 FPS, 81. You know what? The game don't look any different. Do you think? Does it look any different? Let's have a look at this bush and then change it to ultra. I mean, we can see the improvement on FPS. We've gained a bit. Look at the ground. Change this to extreme. Go the other way. Graphics. Extreme. So that's fully, I will check it's fully maxed it. Yeah. That is everything. What we got here? Okay. Apply. Confirm. Yeah. Okay, there's more
Get up that
foliage,
tower and
but
hit the generators. It's the
still the
only way to knock
microstructure,
out
you
the
see
power.
that? I guess the art style doesn't lend to the super detailed look. You know, the neon's nice, the reflection's nice, shadows are tight. You don't actually get the shadows on the normal Xbox or Xbox One S version, so Xbox One X does have the shadows. Clearing that up. 59 FPS. You know what, I'd be tempted to sort of run mainly ultra extreme and drop a couple of bits to high just to lock that 60 FPS and still have the sort of high detail.
This is the place, Agent. Watch out for the guards.
Dropped to 49 I saw there at the corner of my eye. This is on extreme, don't forget. This is the wrecking zone section. It actually seems to be a completely separate game to the main campaign. It's even on the Windows Store if you look at library, two separate things to click and play on, so you can click wrecking zone and the campaign. The only thing is it hasn't even carried over my settings. I've just done all the settings there on the campaign and it hasn't transferred them. So if we go to options, nothing. I mean, it was on a windowed mode again, so I'll have to change all that. It's literally undone everything I did, so let's go unlocked again. Confirm. Graphics. auto detect. Yeah, high. High is sort of medium setting. Yeah. Everything high. Business found one. Okay, not bad. So to actually find a server and get in, you're around 24 seconds. I did take my eye off the timer for a minute there. About 24 seconds. Pretty good. Waiting for players. Okay. That's hilarious. Rocket launcher. Homing. Gotta be, hasn't it, really? Machine pistol, shotgun, minigun. We get a minigun. The game looks fun already. It's got a minigun and a rocket launcher on it. That's it, I'm done. Let's go. I'm going to go for maximum building destruction to see how it hammers the FPS, hammers the CPU usage, etc. We'll see, where it's at. I'm not actually sure how much of the cloud computing it does on PC. They don't really tell you that, do they? But I got a funny feeling it's going to be lower than on the Xbox. We shall see. What? Load. Waiting for players. Okay. Quite impressed with the loading time. I mean, literally the game has just released. It's very, very early in the morning here, and the game has literally just released. So to get players on it straight away, pretty impressive. We're in the UK, by the way, so very early in the morning.
Let's do this thing.
Just repeat, never played a Crackdown game properly. Probably
Let's go.
not going for it.
Time to prove you're ready for the real world.
Yes, we can blow stuff up. This is good. Oh, stutters, really bad stutters there. Oh, FPS all over the place. 56, 59, we get loads of issues going on. Do that one. Sorry to all the other players that are in this game. I'm not really playing properly. It's all over the place. I think we're going to have to lock this down and do some individual tweaks because the preset the game gives you as high for this system clearly doesn't hold to 60 FPS, does it? It's either that or there's some latency going on. The microstutters didn't really feel like it was at my end. I've got very, very fast fibre internet here, so it's nothing to do with that. I genuinely think it's to do with all the information that's going across their servers. Okay, there we go. There is the destruction side of it. Well, there we go. That's that part of it. It's okay. I don't actually think this is the type of game I'm going to play long term. It's not for me. I'd be very, very surprised if the average reviews for this is over sort of 6 out of 10. I mean, I know it's open world and I know it's a shooter, but it looks a bit generic. Like I say, I haven't played much of it, so I can't really make a fair criticism of it. I'm not trying to review it, I'm just trying to show you how it runs on this sort of spec system. Hopefully this will give you a rough idea. Like I say, go try it with Game Pass, get it cheap, give it a go. But PC guys, you know, I'm going to wrap it up at that. You can see for yourself, it is what it is. It works on ultra
Climb
wide.
to the top and shut this mother
I'm sure it's
down.
going to be a lot of fun because there's a lot of devastation. You can destroy a lot of stuff, but you guys can go test the game. If you got a similar system, now you know. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you again next time.